Hi, I'm ilabasmati, and the title today is Rudolf Steiner. Uh, I'm going to talk about architecture, but Rudolf Steiner is more than than architecture. Is a philosopher. He is the creator of the Waldorf method, the creator of the dynamic farm, ecological farm, a lot of things. Perhaps another day I'll talk about different things, but today it's difficult in 10 minutes or 15 minutes talk a lot of things of a genius. Well, I begin. Well, the title is Antroposophical Architecture, Rudolf Steiner. Uh, he tell architecture artistic thought is a sentence of a architecture artistic thought has hired to be the thought of a static, lifeless, mechanic, but now it's beginning to become the thought of languages, of inner dynamism, the thought of that which take us by surprise. Well, Rudolf Joseph Lorenz Steiner, an architect, was born in Hungary, in the Kingdom of Hungary, Austrian Empire. Now, Donji, on 27 February 1861. Rudolf Steiner, 1861 until 1925, began his career in 1879 at the Technical School of Vienna. In 1883, he devoted himself to the study of Goethe. In English is Goethe, in German is Goethe. Goethe's scientific writings. He's a specialist of Goethe. His insight gets also all water eine neuen aesthetic in German. In English is Goethe as the father of a new aesthetic. His fundamental to understand his aesthetic conception. Art has the task of bringing the gulf between physics and metaphysics. Nice. In 1902, Steiner became a member of the Theosophical Society and began to work on the concrete application of his ideas. In 1907, he designed the column capital, which he later used in the first Goetheanum, is a building. In 1980 and 1999, a model of Rosicrucian temple was was built in Italian, Rosacruce, was built in mass according to his instruction. In 1911 until 1913, he directed the planning of the Johannes Baum in Munich, which in the end could not be built due to opposition from the authorities and the church. They hate him. In 1913, Hitler hated Rudolf Steiner. In 1913, Steiner founded the Antroposophical Society. In the following years, the Goetheanum building in Dornach were to provide working space for by volunteers. Working space for anthroposophic, based on Goethe's studies on the metamorphosis of plants. Steiner first Goetheanum 1913-1920 was an attempt to translate the form inherent in nature into architecture. He produced drawings and models which were implemented by a group of architects. On a concrete pedestal stood or a wooden building with two domes, which was intended to convey a sense of seclusion, like the mother's wombs, which for Steiner was the primordial house. The interior was to have no angles, all shapes were to be rounded. The roof, made of Norwegian wood slate curves protective over the building. For the anthropophysis based in Dortmund, Steiner planned residence such as the Dacke House in 1915-1916. Stylistically, he adopted an intermediate attitude between the first Goethe and the second. The result is exactly straight. This impression is mainly due to the solid roof reminiscent to the Gaudi's flat house in Barcelona, while the first Goethe was still strongly influenced by Art Nouveau. Steiner's second building of 1923, erect after the first building burned down by the Nazis, was a masterpiece of expressionism. Steiner designed the second Gothenum in concrete. In his opinion, that the external form should be determined by the material used, he called for a new style of concrete. Because Steiner died before he had finished the design on the building, 1924-1928. The second Gothenum was built on the basis of a model of the stereo that the architect has made. Monumentality is one of the characteristics of his unconventional architectural plasticity. The mass of his building is also defined in such details by the concrete domes that the changing light always presents new forms. Steiner is considered the founder of antroposophical architecture. Also, this doctrine has spread through the world many different forms. Its essential principles are Steiner's, including the renunciation of right angles and a preference for rounder polygonal lines and a sloping surface, as well as a taste of handcraft details. In essence, anthroposophic architecture is compared to organic architecture. Well, thanks so much for paying attention, and I wait you tomorrow. See you. Bye.